It's like the best drug ever. I know it's like a very like, it's the best drug ever, but like it literally is. It like rushes endorphins through your body for hours and hours and hours and hours, and you can't sleep, and you're just the happiest you've ever been. And you're like, this is literally why I do what I do. Hi, I'm renforshort, and this is Friends Like These for NME.
Hi, I'm 347aidan, and this is Friends Like These for NME. When was the first time that we met?
First time we met in person was at John's, and we were supposed to write the verse for the song. We've known each other for like a long time, I feel like online. And we're literally, it's funny because I'm from Toronto and Aidan's from like right outside Toronto. So like we also kind of like grew up in the same place, but we just hadn't met for so long. We met at John's when I was supposed to write the verse for I Don't Want to Talk to You. And then I didn't write it, and we ended up just hanging out and getting dinner. We got dinner. I feel like it was long overdue. Right?
It was long overdue. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the first time we met.
It was a blast.
Yeah, it was a blast. We had a good time. We got really deep. We talked about, philosophies of life. We talked about.
Did we really?
Yeah, we got like really deep over dinner.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
You do it again then.
Yeah, I know. I was like, whoa, this is heavy for 6 p.m., but I'm obsessed. What has it been like collaborating musically?
Well, Ren, little do you know. Just kidding, you do know. It was my first collaboration ever in the world. And it was awesome. It was like having someone just as cool as me on the other side of the song. It was like double the coolness.
Yeah.
And now you set the bar like all the way up to the roof for collaboration. So anyone that I collaborate with, I'm just going to hold them to the Ren bar. And if they don't pass
it. Thanks, Aidan. Yeah, it's funny because I found Aidan like a year ago. I think it was like Demons and Monsters you put out. And I was like, this is so sick. And then like obviously Dancing in My Room came out, and then like, everything obviously, went fucking crazy. But like Aidan was like, yeah, I kind of like just want you to be on my song. And I was like, whoa, that's a lot of pressure for me, but like, let's get it. I would love to. Thank you. And yeah, such an easy collaboration. Like we just ended up like getting in the studio in the end, and just like I just did my verse and got some like in real life feedback, which was sick.
Except I was actually sick.
Yeah, Aidan was really like violently ill. Yeah. I was wearing like 8 masks in the studio.
No, but I want to get into was sick.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. Ren, what was the reception that you got from the Off Saint Dominique EP that you recently dropped?
Yeah, it was great. I think over time it's just like gets better. I feel like that's kind of how it goes for me. Like my favorite song on the project is Lust to Love, and I didn't put it out as a single, but like over time people have been kind of like finding that song and been like, wow, this is like a great song. And like normally I'm not like, oh my god, I love this song. Like I only obviously put out songs that I love, but I don't have like such strong feelings for songs. But that song, I'm like very happy that it's getting the recognition it deserves. And obviously like the singles like do how singles do, and like people like them. I choose my singles like, oh, what is gonna like resonate with more people, that's like easier to kind of connect with me as an artist. And then if you dive a little deeper into the project, then you find some other stuff. So yeah, it's been really great, and I got to do the songs live for the first time over the last month, and it's just been really awesome. I'm very, very happy. So you recently dropped an EP called Chasing Harmony. How do you find the reception has been?
I don't know. It feels too recent to even think about it because it's like it just dropped. And I feel like when I used to drop music, I used to think of it like if it does really, really good in the first week, then it was a success. And then if it doesn't, then it's not. But I feel like recently what I found with my last couple releases before the EP is that you have to just let the music ride. And I feel like I've been letting this EP ride, and I'm really happy with it. I love all the music. I love the song we did together. I think that it's the best music I've ever dropped. And I think that people who listen to the whole thing, or even some songs, can notice the difference in the music from my last drops, which is all I wanted. So I feel great about it.
I'm obsessed from this end. I think you dropped a beautiful piece of work, and yeah, knowing you, it just like feels like you, and it's nice. It's nice to see you in the, and I'm very happy. I could have been a minuscule part of it. Hardly, just like
minuscule though. It was a whole ass song.
That little vibe, but it was it's a great song. It's fucking awesome. So very happy. Yeah, you're awesome.
What is it that you're currently working on? Not right now, but in general right now.
Okay, one, myself. Two, yeah, I know. It's been a tough year, but we're moving, we move. No, I'm just making a lot of music. I basically have like what the first draft of a project would be, but obviously like I'm going to go back 50 more times and try and write like 70 more songs to see if there's anything better in the universe for this project. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, navigating that. Just that's what I'm working on. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, every day I'm just fucking making a song, pow, 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 out, done, What are you working on, Aidan? Tell me, talk to me. You just dropped your EP. What is there for 347 Aidan to do?
I'm also working on myself. Musically, I just like am working on like these like really weird like demo songs that sound like they're like alien made. Like they really don't sound like music at all. But I've just been practicing like with my like weird vocals and like mixing and just like trying to make like these really weird sounding songs.
Yeah. You told me about like that synth you got.
Yes.
Are you using that?
Yeah. I'm still not that good at it, but I play it every day.
Time.
Yeah.
So, Intergalactic Aidan.
Okay, my favorite song of yours is Drive Me Mad. Not the original version, the second version with some Mike
Sonoda.
Mike Sonoda, that's the one. Yeah. I listen to the song every day for like a year and a half, and I still do.
I love
it. It's amazing.
That makes me so happy. Oh my God. This is actually a tough question, but I'd say my favorite 347 Aidan track is IDWK. Did I do that right?
You did do that right.
Yeah, I don't want to know. It's just like a vibe, and it reminds me of myself, like how I think about other people. Like, please don't ever tell me that I don't want it. Like that's like my, like it feels, I don't know. It's very relatable. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to know shit. Like, don't tell me anything like about, I don't know if I'm interpreting it right, but like, I don't want to know anything about like what you're doing on your, like, not like a friend, but I mean like a special friend. Like, I don't want to know your shit. Like it stresses me out, but
like box me out. Like,
yeah. It's just, I think it's just like a very fun vibe, and I really just like it. I think it's a great song. This is the hardest question you'll ever be asked. Who's your favorite artist of all time?
Okay.
Like if you could only listen to one artist for the rest of your life, who would it be?
That's not fair because I would say myself.
So
I would say but I don't want to say my favorite artist of all time is myself. That feels.
Oh yeah, we love a confident.
A little bit
Confident.
narcissistic.
No, it's not as confident.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say myself, but I'm also gonna say Mac Miller.
Love it. That's a phenomenal answer.
Ren, on the back and forth, what is your favorite artist of all time?
My favorite artist of all time. Okay, so I have two answers. I have what Spotify will tell me, what Spotify tells me every year, and who I actually think it is. So every year Spotify tells me that my favorite artist of all time is Elliott Smith, which is like he's definitely up there, like Stan Elliott Smith. But I would say like just like through like childhood, like kind of just like finding my favorite artists. I'd probably say my favorite artist of all time is Bon Iver. It feels very revolutionary, feels very unique, and like how easy it is for someone to listen like mainstream. You can combine like mainstream with like something really like different and interesting, like doing like, you know, acoustics with like auto tune, like acoustic. It's just an acoustic sad ballad with like crazy auto tune. It's just like sick. I don't know. I think Bon Iver is like very unique and like probably my tried and true.
I agree. I'm a Bon Iver fan as well.
Bon Iver's amazing. I have a Bon Iver tattoo and an Elliott Smith tattoo, but see,
Really?
for Emma and EXO.
That's tough as fuck. So it's a late Friday night. You're with the gals. You're at the karaoke bar, and one of them says, "Let's do some karaoke, Ren." And you say, "Bet." Throw on my favorite song. What song is that?
Chiquitita, ABBA.
What?
Chiquitita, tell me the truth. Because at the end when it goes, when it builds, like that's just like a hard, that's a moment, you know? So probably Chiquitita by ABBA. I don't want to go like, you know, the like classic ABBA route and do like Dancing Queen. Like I want to be like a little bit of like elitist in that sense of being like, oh, I want to do, you know, something that an ABBA song, obviously like the obvious choice, but like something sick. What would yours be? What's your go-to karaoke song?
I've actually never karaoke before, ever.
Oh, shame.
But I actually can't be put in this question.
If I were to take you to karaoke bar tomorrow night and I was like, pick a song to sing, what would you choose? Don't say Wonderwall by Oasis.
No, I was gonna say like Agony by Young Lean, but they probably wouldn't have that at the karaoke bar. So Walking on a Dream.
Oh, that's a great one. Empire of the Sun. Love it.
Empire of the Sun, Walking on the Dream. Walking on a Dream. There you go. That's my answer.
Yeah.
That is a fun one.
Cannot explain.
It's actually, they actually have great voices in that song.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I was listening to it the other day and I was like, the song's actually really, really good.
Yeah, honest. What was your first ever live show like?
I guess we'll never know. Sorry, I just wanted to say the Kanye line. For real though, we won't know yet because I haven't done it. I haven't performed yet. Not yet.
Never done a live show, but very soon.
Literally a month from now. What about you? You did shows?
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to classify what my first live show would be. Is it like, you know, like an open mic? Like obviously not, but is it like a support slot? Is it like my first headline? I don't know, but
I think it's just the first time you were on stage with a microphone singing your song.
That would have been years and years ago, but I don't think I count that as
okay. You don't count that. You don't count that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with my first headline show and say that it was probably, I talk about it a lot. It was the best experience of my life. I've never had more endorphins rushing through my body. I didn't sleep the whole night. It was amazing. I've never felt more comfortable in a space and more welcome. It was awesome and very emotional. So yeah.
Every time you talk about it, it just makes me want to go do it.
No, you will actually like, it's like the best drug ever. I know it's like a very like, it's the best drug ever, but like it literally is. It like rushes endorphins through your body for hours and hours and hours and hours, and you can't sleep, and you're just the happiest you've ever been. And you're like, this is literally why I do what I do. So, some food for thought for you.
That was a great explanation. You're like that was like a good like I was thinking like the coach before like a big football game, and he's like, it's about to be good. We're about to get in there.
Yeah.
That's what
If you
say.
need me to do that for you, I will come on tour with you and be the person that goes, Aiden, you have to remember what you're doing this for. This is the best night of your life. Kill it. Like, I will be that for you if you need me.
People are constantly misconceived by others. You. It's the biggest misconception of Ren.
I think that people think that I'm very open because my music is very open. My music is very like kind of like vulnerable. And, you know, I talk a lot about like mental health and stuff and all that fun jazz, but in real life, if you sit me down with more than 4 people, like I can't talk. And I will never talk about like my feelings like that. So I think people think I'm a lot more open and like extroverted than I actually am, but I'm not so much that. I'm more like, you know, like introverted. I like being like alone a lot. I live alone. I like do everything alone. And I do not like talking about my feelings. It's terrifying. So that's why I put it in music. That's a misconception people have about me. Aiden, I have a question for you now. You're not going to see this one coming. So prepare yourself. What is the biggest misconception people have about 347aidan?
Never would have saw that coming. I don't know. I don't know how people perceive me. I have trouble in my mind seeing how other people perceive me as an artist and a person. I have no clue what people think of me. So therefore, I don't know what they conceive of me. What motivates you?
What motivates me as a musician is knowing that I'm capable of helping people through my art, just like the way other artists have helped me through my life. Like, whether that's like, you know, visual art, obviously music, like I just like to get that, to be able to give that feeling to my listeners that I've received from, you know, my favorite artist is a really good reason for me to do what I do. Also, just like, as I was saying before, like live shows, like being able to like do a live show and see like all these people that have been listening to you and like everyone just like, it feels like a family, like everyone's singing together and like, I don't know, there's like a lot of amazing things that come along with this career path. And I just feel very lucky to be able to do this. What motivates you as a musician?
I think the number one thing that motivates me is knowing that someone else is hearing it. Like, even if it's like I remember when I was making music and like there was like I had like 5 people listening, I was still like, damn, like somebody else is listening to this and perceiving my music in a different way than I do, and that's really cool. And as I get bigger, I start to notice that okay, my music actually does help some people, and just me in general, I'm able to help some people by being in their lives with my music, and that's also a huge motivator to why I make it. But I think the biggest thing is that I just love like the idea that I'm making a storyline for people to follow. It's like you have like your real life, which you're living, and then it's like this artist life, like renforshort 347aidan, where you got to make like this whole like story. It's like I'm writing a book without writing anything, and people get to read into it and follow it, which I think is really cool.